Et bonsoir les gens, j'espère que vous allez bien. Salut Snow! Il y a quelqu'un derrière la fenêtre. Ouais, t'as vu? Attends, je te remontre. C'est trop beau quand même, non? Est-ce que c'est pas trop beau? Bon, alors, tac. Je vais baisser un petit peu le master volume parce que je suis en train de m'arracher les oreilles. C'est quelle ville? Alors, c'est pas une ville spécifique normalement. J'ai commencé le stream un petit peu plus tôt parce que comme tu le vois, je sais pas si tu te souviens, mais normalement il y avait un énorme micro qui venait cacher la vue. Un jour elle lâchera ses oreilles. Mais je dois les tenir encore pour 10 streams, enfin un peu moins, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Donc, du coup, j'ai besoin d'entendre mon retour caméra, donc ça va faire bizarre. Est-ce que vous m'entendez bien? Je vais être jaloux des cadeaux de Yuzume, moi. Mais il est trop bien mon cadeau. Est-ce que vous m'entendez bien déjà? Ou est-ce que vous voulez que j'essaie de changer le mode ou je sais pas? Parce que j'ai l'impression d'avoir à peu près bien configuré mon micro, honnêtement. Je trouve qu'il est pas si dégueu pour une fois. Imagine, ton micro sature pas. Je vois pas de quoi tu parles. Tente au pire. De rapprocher mon micro, je te dirais. De saturer? De rapprocher le micro? De faire quoi? D'ailleurs, au demeurant, cette caméra n'était pas bien centrée. Voilà. Changer de mode. Ok, attends. Il est où mon mode? Là. Ma molette de mode, elle est là. Ah putain. Bonjour, c'est moi. C'est mieux? Ouais, bof. Alors? Ça change quoi? OMG, non. Bon. Conclusion, on va rester... Là, t'as une voix grave. Ah. Est-ce que j'ai mute mon micro ou pas? Non, c'est bon. Allô? C'est bon. J'avais appuyé sur le petit bouton. Ok, on peut y aller. Alors, stream du jeu de ce soir. En plus, Snow, il est pas venu assez souvent pour pouvoir voir la superbe overlay que je me tape maintenant. C'est de la compète, là, à ce stade. Par contre... voilà, beaucoup mieux. Alors, nous disâmes... Et Sam, avec le mode voix grave, mais en fait, c'est pas une question de voix grave, c'est une question de spatialisation du son dans la pièce par rapport au micro. C'est plus par rapport à ça, en fait. Ça a rien à voir. Enfin, bref. Ce soir, l'idée, c'est que... genre, tu t'es vraiment collé ta propre sponsor, quoi. Non mais j'y crois pas. Comment il... Bref, ne parlons pas de ça. L'idée c'est de parler de ce jeu, Sclash. Alors, il y a encore un multi qui est déclenché, ça va me saouler. Mais donc en gros, comme j'ai un peu d'avance et qu'il reste 1 minute en théorie, avant que le live doive débuter officiellement, ce jeu c'est Foxgun qui l'a reçu parce que il a répondu à un message et au final il l'a obtenu de ce que j'ai compris. Seulement, fait amusant, c'est que les mecs qui ont fait ce jeu, eh ben je les connais. Parce que j'ai fait leur playtest, j'ai participé à leur playtest, et je les ai rencontrés pendant que je présentais mon propre jeu de Game Jam. Ce qui est très drôle en soi, parce qu'au final, maintenant, je vais voir comment le jeu a évolué. Et ça, c'est cool. Donc voilà. Enfin bref. Du coup, j'ai gagné un giveaway de sel. Du coup, c'est à moi. Du coup, je peux jouer Play, Story Mode. Bah, on va faire un Play en classique. Déjà, j'aimerais bien... Je peux pas avoir... Ah, le studio est français. Ils vont quand même me laisser mettre le jeu en français à ce stade. Charge, attaque. Ok, c'est ce bouton-là. Je crois que j'ai pas de son de jeu. Si, il y a du son de jeu, normalement. C'est juste que t'entends rien, toi. Et que là, pour le moment, j'ai pas mis le son très très fort. Vu que de toute manière, il ne se passe rien. Enfin bref. C'est quoi? Coup de pommeau, ça va être là-haut. La parade, c'est en bas. Et esquive avec les gâchettes. Moi, je veux bien elle. Ok. Je peux pas avancer parce que du coup... Tour au menu principal. Ok, je teste des trucs. Normalement, vous avez le son du jeu. Hein. C'est quoi le mode histoire? Classique. Alors, vous pouvez faire votre propre sélection d'arènes. Ok, très bien.
This story takes place a long time ago, in another world, where talented warriors, trained in martial arts by the gods they worshipped, protected the people from criminals and demons. These warriors were called samurai. This tale finds its roots in the village of Aki, where, according to legend, samurai were blessed by the raven god Tengu. It is said that the samurai were able to defeat their opponents with a single blow. Their leader, Susanoo, was an unrivaled fighter, master of the arts of winds and storms. She was so fierce and brutal on the battlefield that she could be mistaken for a man, a beast, or even a monster. A bitter rivalry between the two commanders of the Aki and Natsu clans escalated into a violent war that plagued their villages for many years and showed no signs of stopping anytime soon. At the heart of this unending chaos starts the tale of the samurai, Jinmu, an orphan raised by Susanoo. One day, in the village of the Raven, our hero was finishing his training.
Ok. Ça a l'air cool en vrai. Wow.
As he'd done since a young age, Jinmu warmed up in the dojo, following the training required by the village chief. He was the most promising disciple. He put in quite the effort, firmly hoping to one day play his part in the protection of his people. He knew this for sure. The Natsu clan leader, Amaterasu, was no man to call a truce.
Si vous êtes interrompu par une action... Si vous êtes interrompu pendant une action comme la charge ou l'attaque, vous perdez votre endurance. On appelle ça une brise d'endurance. Stamina break. Ok. Ok. Je viens de ban un bot qui a 500 follow et 23 subs, j'en peux plus de la vie. Bah vraiment... Accélérer et esquiver une attaque au dernier moment pour détruire le mannequin. Avec une gâchette, ok. Aïe. Ah, je suis pas sûre de comprendre. Ah, d'accord. Salut Yuzume, comment ça va? Faut counter, ouais. Ça va et toi? Bah écoute, ça va bien, ça va bien. On a changé de micro, donc j'ai plus de gros micro devant ma tronche. Oh, ok, je peux fonctionner comme ça.
Jinmu knew the origin of the Natsu clan like the back of his hand. Like everyone else, he was aware that Susanoo's eternal rival had betrayed her twice, turning against his own allies and mercilessly slaughtering his comrades to satisfy his selfish desires.
Ok, bon, c'est comme ça.
It was because
Je me disais que le son était pas comme d'habitude. Ah, ouais, parce que le micro est un peu éloigné, mais Foxzone m'a dit que ça allait.
And so Susanoo had to raise him in their stead.
Regagnez votre arme. Ah, un ennemi, pas mal hein, c'est français. Ouais, un bon jeu français. Bon. Bah voilà. J'ai gagné. C'est pas mal hein. Eh, vous avez vu comment j'ai gagné? Mais j'ai esquivé, wesh! Son micro a plus envie de saturer qu'elle vit. Allez, couchez! Secours, le tic quand t'as un dash qui revient. Bah oui. Pour interrompre et pousser un adversaire, ça ne consomme pas mon endurance. Hop.
Yet it was not out of vengeance that Jinmu wished to fight.
J'aime beaucoup la direction artistique par contre, hein, le jeu est super beau.
This unwavering determination that he drew his strength. Jinmu's training was coming to an end.
Finally catching up, eh, little
Ouais, peut-être pas quand même, hein, Fox.
Stop holding back now. Boast all you want. You weren't that talented at my age.
Ah, le con. Mais, meuf, t'as même pas fait d'effort là.
I won.
J'ai gagné. Oh la pluie de pétales
His
cerisier.
confidence was not misplaced. None of his seniors or superiors could defeat him.
Non, ça va le tuto. Sakura, ouais. Oh, c'est vraiment joli, hein. Du coup, quand j'avais testé le jeu, ils avaient pas encore tout ce mode histoire là qu'il y a maintenant. Et je trouve ça trop cool, honnêtement. Salut Nike! Oh, un jeu tout mou. Mais oui, t'as vu?
But
Il est
even
tout
though
beau.
Jinmu outstripped all his
Comment va?
peers, he still hadn't managed to surpass his master.
Fatigué. Ah merde, malade? Ce jeu est squishy. Oui, ce jeu est squishy. Fin de rhume, mais ma voix a disparu. Ah. Oh, c'est qui? Qui es-tu? J'ai reçu mon nouveau micro aujourd'hui, Mike. Qui est-elle? Qui est-il?
Jinwoo, at last, you've
Bien ça,
arrived.
ouais.
Are you ready to complete your training?
Ça a pas le même effet. Bah oui, j'imagine.
I've
Allez.
been ready for a long time. I won't disappoint you, grandmother.
Enfin, j'espère que je te
I
décevrai pas
expected
trop, quoi,
nothing
même.
less from you.
Oh la pute! Mais... Je me souviens plus de mes touches, c'est un enfer. J'ai l'impression que je les oublie au fur et à mesure, quoi. Oh, vraiment? Ça me fait penser à Tales of Iron et ses esquives des enfers. Ah non, mais le jeu, il a un espèce de micro cooldown, là. C'est... En plus, t'as de l'endurance sur tes attaques, donc c'est ultra compliqué. Rip, ouais. Alors que j'y arrivais bien tout à l'heure. Voilà. Ah! C'était pas prévu au programme, ça. Yes! J'ai mis un coup. Ok, très bien. Mais j'ai esquivé. Pourquoi ça m'a pas fait esquiver alors que j'ai esquivé? Le jeu de jambes, on te dit. Ça a l'air ultra chiant surtout. Ça va, le jeu est bien. Mais en fait, normalement, c'est que ça, c'est un mode histoire qui a été ajouté parce que normalement, c'est un jeu en ligne. Tu joues l'un contre l'autre. Et les attaques sont très simples. Oh, mais salope. Mais... Oh, putain, j'ai pas le temps d'esquiver entre son attaque. Autant jouer à SF6. Non! Non! J'aime pas. Et par contre, il y a un cooldown des enfers entre les mouvements. C'est infernal. L'input, il est pas responsive, quoi. Comment elle recule? Ok. Mais... J'arrive plus à reculer. C'est un truc de fou. J'appuie sur mes gâchettes, hein. Je vous le dis. Je sais encore comment on appuie sur des gâchettes, hein. Bah ça le fait de temps en temps, mais pas tout le temps, quoi. Je vais les rendre plus durs. Ça ira plus vite. Oh, mais salope. Vraiment, genre, premier boss, second boss qui arrive là et je m'en sors pas. Je vais y arriver. Je veux croire en moi. Allez. J'ai tapé avant elle. Hein. Je suis sûre d'avoir tapé avant elle. Ok, je peux parer aussi, ceci étant. Je suis conne, je le fais pas, tout va bien. Oh putain, je l'ai placé, mais je sais pas comment, hein. Alors, je sais pas du tout comment j'ai fait pour les placer, hein, qu'on se le dise.
I did it.
What spirit you have. Sometimes you remind me of your father.
But you wouldn't have been able to touch me if I had called upon the Tengu god.
I'm sure I can. Let's have a rematch, and don't hold back this time.
Oh non, mais...
That arrogance it reminds me of. No, it doesn't matter. Only the power of a god can surpass the power of another god. Still, you fought well.
Does that mean I can join the battle?
No.
Very well. You will join the fight against the Natsu clan. But you will stay in the back ranks and listen to your superior's orders. Don't be a hero.
Ok.
I know your heart is good, but
Ça
have
marche,
no
mamie.
mercy for these
C'est promis.
traitors. Advance with us to victory and avenge our people. I will protect you with the storm of our god Tengu. Your training is complete, and I can now give you your weapon.
Ah, une jolie
The
épée.
katana is a samurai's best ally. Take care of it, and carry it with you wherever you go.
Bonsoir, comment ça va?
Weeks passed, and unfortunately war broke out once again. It was time to head out to battle.
Tant mieux, tant mieux. On joue à Slash ce soir. Normalement c'est un versus fighting, mais il y a un mode histoire dedans, donc là on fait le versus fighting pour apprendre les contrôles en plus. Et c'est sur des vieilles légendes japonaises aussi, au passage. Et j'ai changé de micro.
But he lost track of his friend and naively plunged into enemy lines to find her.
Oh merde. Bonjour. Allez hop. Ah ouais. Ça s'entend. Mais ça s'entend en bien ou en mal? Parce que vous me dites tous que ça s'entend, mais je sais même pas s'il est bien ou pas ce micro.
Jinmu soon faced a
La voix est plus
formidable
claire.
opponent.
Parfait.
It was time to put all his learning into practice.
Et
For
puis moi, ça me
justice.
permet de plus avoir un espèce de gros truc au milieu là, parce que ça me cachait une partie du deuxième écran dont je me servais pas trop, mais bon, c'est moins encombrant. Ouais, c'est ça, ouais. Comment il a fait pour esquiver? Oh. Oh, je l'ai eu.
Did he just
Elle a
call
des
us
skills parfois. Ouais, vous avez vu ça? Ça arrive.
They are the traitors.
Honnêtement, je suis assez contente de mon setup maintenant. J'ai un bon PC fixe, un bon micro. L'éclairage, ça va, puisqu'on en a changé aussi. Donc en vrai, c'est plutôt pas mal. Et puis il m'éclate pas les yeux. Par contre, il fait un acouphène, il fait un bruit
Despite
super aigu,
Tengu's
je sais pas
protection,
pourquoi.
a fire seemed to have broken out. Who could unleash such flames
On va
under
ranger
a
l'arme pour
divine
courir plus vite en
storm?
fait. Au lieu de se faire chier. Oh. Oh, les chaussures horribles. Comment elle fait? Ah non. Ah. Bonjour.
Well,
es-tu?
well, well.
Oh.
A raven who's still standing. You should have fled while you had the chance.
Ah, Amaterasu,
But
normalement
since
c'est le
you're
dieu du soleil.
Be my warm-up. And then I'll cross swords with the furious harpy who serves as your lead.
Amaterasu, the leader of the Natsu clan himself. I must not hesitate. I must eliminate him. It's the only thing standing between us and peace.
Jinmu had to face the samurai of the sun,
Ah.
blessed by the goddess Kitsune, a formidable and experienced opponent against whom he probably stood no chance.
Mais si.
You're a little more skilled than the others, but you're starting to tire. Don't be disappointed. It's normal to bow down to me. But try to entertain me a little longer, will you?
Voilà.
No one had landed a blow on me in ages. It's just luck. The weaklings I've faced over the years have made me let my guard down. It won't happen again.
Bah t'es bloqué? Merde, ça lui a rechargé ses coups à ce con. Allez hop! Bonne nuit, mamie!
I can keep standing up to you. If you give up, we can still spare lives.
Give up? What's your name, young raven?
Non mais il va tricher, il va utiliser un pouvoir, c'est sûr. Il va y avoir un climax scénaristique là.
Jinmu. The fire of war will only be extinguished when Susanoo frees my daughter. She knows it all too well.
A Natsu woman in the Aki clan? What are you talking about?
You're fighting her war without even knowing this? How naive. You must think your intentions are noble, but your savage beast of a leader has more blood on her hands than you realize. She doesn't care about you. She knows that I will eliminate every last one of her followers if she doesn't return my child. And
You're spouting nonsense. Stop trying to deceive me. Why would she do that?
because she only listens to her rage. You'll see for yourself.
Wait.
D'accord.
Still trembling, Jinmu looked around him. The battle was over. Despite significant losses, Aki had come out on top. Yet despite this victory, thoughts collided in Jinmu's head.
What was he talking about? His daughter? Could it be that grandmother has been hiding things from me? All these corpses. As many Aki as Natsu. Is
Jinmu, you're back. Not even a scratch. I expected nothing less from you. We managed to push back the Natsu. Come, join us. We all deserve to catch our breath.
The Natsu will eventually come back, and this endless cycle of violence will resume as if today had never happened. Why not seek to stop this conflict and enjoy lasting peace?
Jinmu, you know very well that it's not possible. Amaterasu doesn't listen to anyone but himself. He only wishes to destroy.
Mais non.
I exhausted my kindness and patience a long time ago. The only option left is to defeat them all until the last one.
Non.
I think I have a solution. I met Amaterasu and...
Ah, here lies the cause of your sudden impudence. He tried to manipulate you, did he not? You must not listen to him. Amaterasu is a liar. His words are as deceitful as the goddess he worships.
That's not it. There is a way out, and Amaterasu has only one demand to stop this war.
Enough. You must do as I say. I don't have to answer to you.
Eh mamie, tu vas te calmer là, hein?
War, and here I am your leader.
Grandmother, is it true that we're holding his daughter captive?
Ah. Of course, he still won't listen to reason. You cannot understand. It's too soon. I'll overlook your impertinence this time, and we'll talk about it at the village.
We have to set her free now. We have to stop.
It's impossible! You're... Ah,
Salut Renan, comment ça va?
it was a mistake to bring you to the battlefield.
Impossible? I think the mistake comes from your blind stubbornness. If you refuse to explain, I will have to take matters into my own hands. Jinmu, please stop! Listen to your leader!
You know the punishment for mutiny. Death.
Tant mieux. On joue au
Don't
jeu
make me fight
blablabla, que Foxgun il a reçu. Alors bien ce jeu, ouais, comme j'expliquais, j'avais fait les playtests en bêta et en open et j'avais déjà rencontré les créateurs du studio, donc c'est pour ça.
You leave me no choice. You are the one who taught me to fight for my people.
You don't understand. Give up,
Wow.
and I can forgive this offense.
Elle en a un sacré.
Fox has confused
Oh,
your
putain.
mind. Come back to your senses.
Oh putain. Ah la pute. Laisse-moi passer,
I
salope.
can't move anymore. Does that mean it's over? I can't oppose the gods, even if it's for peace.
Jinmu, you have disobeyed your leader and your god. Go.
Go?
I condemn you to exile.
Oh la
Take your
salope!
weapon. March to the mountains of the north. And never come back.
Genre ce matin tout allait bien avec mamie et d'un coup elle a fait hop, on va changer de camp.
And so Susanoo banished Jinmu from the village and exiled him to the mountains. Jinmu felt completely lost. The history of his clan, the atrocities committed by Amaterasu, Susanoo's just cause. Where was the truth in all of this? And where were the lies? Who was his daughter? What was the real reason for this conflict?
Ah, le jeu est beau quand même. Hein. C'est plus simple
He
dans une
remembered
histoire pour créer
very
une
well
intrigue à
the
partir de
story
rien.
his grandmother
Ouais.
had told him. In ancient times, Amaterasu had received the blessing of the mischievous goddess Kitsune in exchange for his blind devotion and unwavering submission.
Conclusion,
He then
je préfère
began to
garder mon âme
massacre
que d'aller
all
voir un
those
dieu
who did not
cupide à la
join
noix
her
pour récupérer un
cult.
super pouvoir.
That was the origin of this endless conflict. At least that's what Jinmu had been convinced of until yesterday. Now he wasn't sure of anything anymore.
Sauf si le pouvoir il défonce. Ouais, c'est vrai.
Lifeless bodies' pain and cruelty really have a meaning. Deep in Jinmu's soul, a conviction was beginning to emerge. This war was futile and it could be stopped. And while he was lost in his thoughts, Jinmu continued to advance
qui, Corne,
toward
déjà,
the
Hello?
mountains. The grass became snow as the fresh air of the valley gradually gave way to the icy cold of
Dieu
the
du sang.
peaks.
Ah ouais.
Without
Ouais.
realizing it,
Ouais. Un mec
Jinmu
cook.
had arrived to the mountains.
D'accord.
Legend had it that it was beyond these summits that the abode of the gods was located, and that before inhabiting the valleys, the first samurai had trodden this same snow. But today, it would have
Un
been
gars qui a des bons
surprising for
principes.
anyone to inhabit such an
I can't go any further.
Courage. Allez, on court. C'est pas moi qui cours. Ah là 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 là.
Where am I? I must have passed out.
Ah. Bienvenue dans
Young
l'exil.
Raven, the wind that blows in this place is too fierce for your wings.
Who are you? A god? A ghost? Please,
beg you.
help me.
Ah merde. Oh le double! Mais quel talent! Mais quel talent! Ah! Bonjour. Au revoir. C'est tout? Ah non, mais il y en a encore. Bah j'en ai zappé ou quoi? N'hésitez pas à vous abonner ou lâcher des bits sur ce stream, je reçois un millième de ces dons. Ah ouais. C'est pas des masses, hein. Ah, les décors devant, c'est pas pratique. Le mec qui a rien compris au sponsoring, exactement.
Here? How can anyone survive in these forbidden mountains?
Zut, j'ai
No
plus
matter.
envie de m'abonner maintenant.
my
Oh. Moi non plus. Sub Yuzumi OP. What the fuck? Eh mais... Qu'est-ce qu'il... Il a une sale tête ou son nez est bizarre, je sais pas. Il a un triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 nez sur un seul nez. Très bien.
No one would have the strength to survive the storm of Orochi without my protection.
Quoi? Mais pourquoi?
Young samurai, who are you? And what are you doing here?
My name is Jinmu. I wander aimlessly. I was banished from my village.
A Ronin?
Because I disobeyed my chief's orders. Grandmother Susano preferred to send me away rather than tell me the truth.
Non mais déjà, il va recevoir la moitié de mes donations. Il va recevoir 10 € sur sa cagnotte ce week-end. Plus, je vais envoyer les gens en premier chez lui. Je veux pas donner même 1/1000 de mon argent à Foxgon. Ah! Mais t'inquiète pas, il touche rien, hein?
Susano. So you are the grandson of Susano. In any case, you must leave. A boy of your kind would not last long in these mountains.
Mais si.
You don't look very young. I doubt you're more resilient than I.
Merde.
Insolent!
Non mais c'est pas le moment de...
I am Izanagi, the first samurai. And this is the temple dedicated to the god Orochi. I still have some resources left in me, and I will show you.
Oh merde. Allez hop, papy. Ah, la distance était courte. Ah putain!
Let that be a...
With the exchange of blows, Jinmu's pendant came out of his clothes, which did not escape the old master's notice.
Your necklace! What are you doing with the enchanted pearl of
J'aurais pu
Amaterasu
gagner.
around your neck?
What? But it's my mother's necklace. What else has Susano been hiding from me?
That's a beautiful irony of fate. Who would have thought such
Y a
a
pas une
miracle could
Vegi.
happen one day?
C'est quoi une VJ?
This changes a lot of things. Your story is, in a way, my story as well. Sit down, Jinmu. I have many things to tell you.
Eh bah, attends. Version Jap. Ah!
Long before you were
Bah
born,
non, du coup.
I was the first human to meet the gods who came from their garden across the Bridge of Destiny. They taught me the art
C'est un
of
jeu
the blade
français,
to
hein.
protect
Faut pas trop être trop
In
exigeant.
turn,
hein. C'est un
I
petit
passed
studio
on
qui l'a
this
fait.
knowledge to my peers
Mais non.
so that they could continue this sacred mission. We took the name of samurai. Under our watch, peace reigned and the world was in harmony. You know them as mortal enemies, but at the time, Amaterasu and Susano were my two best disciples. There was a healthy rivalry between them, and they were close as only a brother and a sister can be. Time passed, and each started their own family. Susano adopted an abandoned child and raised him as her son. That was your father Oku. As for Amaterasu, I agreed to give him the hand of my heiress, with whom he then had a single daughter, Kushina. Life could have kept flowing quietly like this, but one day, my daughter fell gravely ill. Amaterasu prayed to the gods to save his wife, but in vain. He then turned to me, begging me to let him enter the garden of the gods to heal her with the divine water. But my loyalty to the gods came first, even before my daughter, and I refused his request. Amaterasu never forgave me, and thus his pain turned into hatred. This was when Kitsune, the fox goddess, chose to pour her venom into the ear of this suffering man. She promised him the survival of his beloved and the power to protect her. In return, Amaterasu had to commit to devoting himself exclusively to Kitsune and renouncing the other gods.
Ouais, bon, un dieu
Blinded
renard,
by
quoi.
his
Comme
pain
d'hab.
and by the rage of feeling abandoned, my former disciple agreed to this pact. True to his word, he established the exclusive cult of Kitsune, and, ready to do anything to save his wife, he ruthlessly killed those who refused to follow his madness, and he even ended up seriously injuring me. Susano might have been able to reason with Amaterasu, but without warning anyone, she had already gone to fetch the sacred water for him. When she returned, she found the village in flames and bloodshed. Devastated by this bout of madness from the man she had always considered her brother, she swore not to let these crimes go unpunished. And in her quest for justice, she returned to the garden to implore the help of the gods. It was Tengu, the raven god, who answered her call. Under his wing, and with the help of the survivors, she built the Aki clan. And that is when this merciless war began against those whom Amaterasu had rallied under his banner, the Natsu clan. As for me, I am now the guardian of the bridge that leads to the Garden of the Gods, so that the influence of the divine never causes such ordeals again.
C'est un peu triste quand même.
Kushina. That's my mother's name. So that means Amaterasu's daughter is my mother.
Oh merde. Ça veut dire que c'est son grand-père, le vieux là? Enfin, le type qui avait l'air super jeune?
Jinmu, you are a descendant of the Aki and Natsu clans.
Ah.
But then, Amaterasu is my grandfather? And you're my...
Arrière-grand-père.
Great-grandfather. It is this family connection that has brought you here safely. Your magic necklace is a token of affection given by Amaterasu to his daughter, through which he passed on his protection to you in turn, a love that protected you from Orochi's blizzard.
So Amaterasu doesn't know that my mother is dead, and thinks she's kidnapped?
Yes. Susano kept everything from him to protect your parents, and you, the product of their forbidden love.
Even after all this time, she continues to hide the truth from him.
Maybe Tengu deliberately obfuscated her mind to perpetuate her feud with his rival.
Bon bah il faut trouver un autre super pouvoir.
Wars. It's all
La
the
meuf qui
gods'
10 minutes plus
fault.
tôt disait non mais je céderai pas aux
Now
dieux.
that I know everything, I
Salut
must
Yambi,
be able
comment
to
ça va?
dissipate their confusion. I have the blood of both sides in me. I might be able to appease them.
Arrogant. You cannot stop the course of history alone, and certainly not against the will of the gods.
Mais si.
But you were their master. What if...
Do not count on my help.
Mais papy, s'il te plaît,
These
non.
mountains.
C'est Sclash, c'est le fameux jeu que Foxgun il avait gagné. Et du coup il m'a filé la clé, donc là on fait le mode histoire du jeu.
Ah. So I have to challenge the gods in order to stop this absurd war. But a human triumphing over the gods is unthinkable. Despite knowing the truth, I still feel like I'm at a dead end.
It is my duty to watch over my descendants. You can stay with me if you want. I will not intervene between my two disciples, but I can at least offer you a place here.
Thank you, Izanagi.
Ouais mais c'est pas une solution.
Jinmu, disturbed by these revelations, stayed a while with the Fuyu clan, using his time to train and think.
Ok, très bien. Ah. Quand même. Deux. Recharge. Oh putain. Ah merde. Oh putain. Chacun son tour.
Ah, you've beaten me again. You're probably the strongest samurai I ever faced, aside from Izanagi.
It's still not enough. I don't stand any chance against Susanoo and the god protecting her.
Only a fool would provoke Susanoo. She asked for the power of a god and received it, without even needing to make a pact.
Without a pact? How could she possibly seek the help of a god without consequences?
Those were different times. We once had a better relationship with the deities. There was a balance. If a god liked you, they would sometimes offer their help without asking for anything in return. And we didn't need to guard this bridge like
Mais
we
purée, il y a
do
du monde
today.
aujourd'hui sur ce stream. 9 personnes. Très bien. Bon.
So it is possible for gods to offer help without a pact.
Est-ce qu'il y a des bots au milieu encore, Fox, ou pas?
Yes,
T'en as ban un
but
tout à
that
l'heure.
was before Kitsune and then Tengu broke this peace. Everything changed, unfortunately, and we can never hope to stop those two again.
Bebop.
The other gods were
Bebop.
furious when the situation got out of hand. Fortunately, the snow of Orochi calmed their wrath.
Maybe I have an idea. A way to defeat them. It's worth a try.
Ah, transition, plus de Sakura.
The story Izanagi told Jinmu had convinced
Non,
him
pas de
he should
bots.
stop the war
OMG,
himself.
que des vrais gens. Eh ben merci
Two
les gens.
rivals, blinded by their hatred, would listen to none but their idols. But Jinmu would force them to return to reason. And if he had to fight them for it, then so it would be. Fortunately, he felt like the words of the samurai had opened a way for him. With a fresh impetus, Jinmu quickened his pace. If he could convince a higher being to help him, that power might be enough to end this madness. He just needed a push to rise to their level. The blessing of a god who would work for peace. Divine
joli, ça.
help, once again. For the
Oh non, papy, qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
I should have known. You want an audience with the divine to receive their power.
Ouais.
I cannot let you cross this bridge. The gods must not interfere in mortal affairs any further. Haven't you learned any lessons from the mistakes of your elders and their terrible pacts?
Bah justement, papy, mamie, elle a pas fait de pacte.
Just one last time. To put out the fire of war they have ignited. To repair all the misfortunes they have caused. Only a god can help me fight on equal grounds against Tengu and Kitsune.
Bringing a supreme being into the situation will only make things worse. It is a noble goal, but you do not realize what you are doing. I am the guardian of the Garden of the Gods, and this heavy responsibility falls upon me. I failed to stop your grandparents.
Mais t'as rien branlé pour
Because of
ça
that
depuis des années.
They are still struggling in an endless war.
Mais t'as rien branlé depuis des années, donc maintenant, assume tes conneries. Allez, bonjour papy. Faudrait une petite parade là. J'aimerais bien l'acculer. Ah, ça y est, j'ai réussi. Oh putain. Mais allez, mais papy, il triche. Putain, j'arrive pas à le battre, quoi. Merde. Putain, mais j'arrivais pas à le battre, quoi. J'arrive pas à percer sa défense. Chiant. Allez. Faux départ. On y retourne. Il triche.
This power, it belongs to Orochi. These snowstorms were your doing. What? You received a divine gift yourself.
Ah, il m'emmerde.
You do not understand. The anger of the gods was going to destroy our
C'est mon
world.
tour, mon vieux.
I had no choice but to accept Orochi's help, and you know nothing of the pact that binds us.
You may be strong, but your idol is weak. If I could cross swords with my grandparents, then I can defeat you.
Ah, salaud. Il m'en restait qu'un à lui donner 2 coups et j'ai mal joué. Non. Oh, papy, quoi. J'arrive pas à le battre. Je tente des trucs. Je me dis qu'il y a peut-être un monde où je peux dash en même temps, mais j'ai pas l'impression. Ah, mais j'ai oublié que je peux le pousser aussi en vrai. Enfin, il est pas assez à proximité pour que je puisse le pousser techniquement. Donc bon. Vraiment? Bon allez, hop, et devant. Ah putain. Mais... Oh, vraiment, j'étais sur lui, là. Yes. Oh, mais vraiment? J'en peux plus, putain. Putain, mais d'où ça touche d'ici? Sérieux? Oh. À quel moment ça touche ça? Alors que j'ai lancé l'attaque en même temps que lui, voire même j'avais un petit peu d'avance. Je sais pas à quelle distance il faut qu'il soit le petit coup de poing, honnêtement. À quelle distance il faudrait qu'il soit? Enfin, j'ai l'impression d'être dans sa hitbox, donc c'est pour ça que ça m'étonne. Il peut enchaîner plus rapidement les attaques que moi, hein, ce qui est un assez gros désavantage à ce stade. Je comprends pas pourquoi des fois il en fait une double alors que des fois non.
This power, it belongs to Orochi. These snowstorms were your doing. What a hypocrite. You received a divine gift yourself.
You do not understand. The anger of the gods was going to destroy our world. I had no choice but to accept Orochi's help, and you know nothing of the pact that binds us.
Je comprends pas pourquoi les coups passent des fois.
You may be strong, but your idol is weak. If I could cross swords with my grandparents, then I can defeat you.
Beaucoup trop près. Je comprends pas des fois pourquoi il y a des coups qui passent et d'autres coups qui ne passent pas.
I cannot believe this. All I can do now is pray that things do not get worse.
I promise to settle everything.
I recognize here the arrogance of your grandfather. But very well, I can admit defeat. Cross the bridge before I change my mind.
Jinmu had triumphed over the first samurai and prepared to enter the realm of the gods, his confidence and determination renewed.
Here I am, finally in this legendary garden. Magnificent. No painting could do it justice. But it is strangely empty. No, I feel like I'm being watched.
Oh. Est-ce que c'est le Yamatano Orochi?
Who dares enter
no.
our lands? It's been a while since a mortal disturbed us.
My name is Jinmu. I'm the disciple and grandchild of Susanoo. Nice to meet you, your... godliness?
J'aime beaucoup le corps, même si
Don't
c'est
try to
qu'une
flatter
une
me.
vague, c'est trop beau.
Foolish youngster.
C'est un très beau chef-d'œuvre.
Tell me why I shouldn't just devour you right now.
I came to offer a deal.
Am I to understand that you want to make a pact with a god?
No way! I don't want to do that. I just need your help to bring peace among the mortals.
Bah, ça s'appelle pas un pacte dans ce cas-là et t'es pas venu pour bargain.
You have nothing to offer. Why should I accept?
Parce que tu te fais chier dans ce jardin où il se passe rien.
Our wars are the result of your carelessness and the prideful desires of some other gods who used humans. It's your responsibility to fix this.
Je l'aurais pas dit comme ça, mais
How
ouais.
dare you give me orders and question our ruling? What arrogance! Why should the war between Kitsune and Tengu be my problem?
Your greatness is only expressed in the devotion of those who submit to you. If the wars between them continue, humans will forget about the other gods.
1-0.
Grant me your power, and I'll restore lasting peace, and all the gods will be honored equally.
That's a very ambitious bet. You think you can stop all these wars alone?
Bah avec toi, oui.
If someone can do it, it's me, by virtue of my blood. With your help, I will succeed, and the providential god who will have helped me will be covered with praise by grateful humans.
Interesting points. All right then, let's restore the peace between the clans.
C'est si facile que ça de convaincre un dieu de bosser avec nous? Oh là là.
That's it? You're convinced? You don't want to kill me anymore?
Non mais abuse pas non plus quand même. Hein.
I haven't eaten humans in ages.
Je suis AFK, je gère des soucis pour le Toto Gaming, ça marche.
Your energy, little creature. I just wanted to scare you, to test you, and you dared to challenge me.
So it was true. All I had to do was ask nicely.
You weren't even polite.
C'est clair.
Anyway, if you want to leave with my power, you'll have to prove yourself worthy.
Ok.
Show me you can handle it, and entertain me. If you're not up to the task, I'll send you down the waterfall.
Nobody can beat me with this power. There's no way I'll lose.
Well, at least you have to be able to. Receive my strength. Channel the incessant flow of Ryujin, the dragon god, through your sword. My power brings life and soothes wounds. Use it well, and prepare to exceed yourself.
Vous pouvez charger votre attaque en maintenant le bouton. Relâchez-la ensuite dans la direction de votre choix. Plus vous chargez, plus la portée augmente avec un maximum. Ok. Ah, je peux même charger en marchant. Ah, mais pas très longtemps par contre. Oh. Moi je suis quelle? Putain, j'ai réussi. Oh putain, j'ai encore réussi. Je crois. Merde, je suis de quel côté? Ah si, c'est ça. Bon, des fois, on n'est pas obligé de faire que ça. Comment ça touche pas, ça? Alors que j'étais même pas en train de parler pour la blague. Bon, alors l'idée était très cool pour apprendre. Par contre, me faire jouer contre un adversaire qui a pas des couleurs plus différentes que ça, je suis pas certaine, quoi.
Haha! It's been a long time since I've had so much fun. You have proven yourself, little being. Now go and stop these wars. As you wish to, climb on my back. In my great kindness, I will drop you at the heart of the valley. My young recruit cannot make the journey on foot, and it will do me good to stretch my scales.
Now, under the protection of Ryujin's torrents, Jinmu felt capable of ending the fighting without bloodshed.
Ah oui. Ah, je peux pas changer.
But the two stubborn rivals would probably refuse to hear any of it.
The fighting has started again. Susan, you don't want peace. You just want to continue the senseless killing. Phew!
Oh, le combo! Il était joli, celui-là. S'il n'y a plus personne pour m'emmerder. C'était propre.
No! Akiko! Not you! Stay with me, Akiko!
Oh merde. Oh putain. Eh ben... C'est la merde!
Well, here you are, Jinmu. I was looking forward to our next meeting. I knew you would come back. You fought with the sun, and you want to measure yourself against it again. But this time, little crow, all that awaits you is to burn your wings there.
I'll kill you!
Oh, aggressive right off the bat.
So, Jinmu, you are no longer seeking peace? Did I give you my power to perpetuate the cycle of hatred?
Non.
Ryujin. It's so hard. I think I'm starting to understand them. I feel so much rage, but I must not let myself be consumed by hatred. Amaterasu, I was banished by Susanoo and I am no longer here to fight.
That
Woo!
demon. She didn't want to hear a word from her own disciple. That doesn't surprise me coming from her. You deserve a wiser leader. Like
Alors,
me.
on a dit un chef plus sage, pas plus meurtrier.
That is why you're here. You seek refuge with your former enemy, now that you know who is trustworthy.
Non.
Of course not. I'm here to talk to you about your daughter.
My daughter. Have you seen her? How is she?
Listen, Amaterasu. Your cursed fight has been in vain for a long time. My mother, she died giving birth to me.
What are you talking about? So that's it? She sent you to confuse me? What cowardice! That's stooping pretty low, even for you, Susanoo.
But no,
Silence! You've said enough! I'll disperse the darkness of your lies with my shining sword.
Ah
You
putain,
have
si je
a
vois
new
rien. Ah si.
strength, which extinguishes my flames. You visited that sacred garden, didn't you?
Your daughter Kushina was my mother. And my don't understand. They loved each other.
Don't listen to him, Amaterasu. Their words are lies. Kill him!
Je viens de capter que par terre, je peux voir de l'aide, techniquement. Putain, c'est pas aussi loin mon histoire.
Whatever Kitsune says is false. She's manipulating you so she can be worshipped more than Tengu.
Don't listen to him! It's the crow who sent him!
Please, you have to accept it. Your daughter died giving birth to me.
You stole her from me. You condemned her to live far away from her own people, and then you killed her.
Et merde.
I lost. Susano took everything from me. There's nothing left to save.
No. You were simply blinded by your anger. Open your eyes. Look.
It's my pearl.
This is proof of their love. It should be enough for you to understand that your daughter joined my father willingly and happily. Perhaps she simply couldn't bear to live without him.
Forgive me, Kushina. It's all my fault. Your mother is gone. You were my only reason to go on. What have I done? What good is power if I have no one left to protect?
Techniquement, il a Jinwoo.
I killed your father. He came in peace to tell me she was pregnant, thinking he could convince me to stop fighting for a better future. Kitsune convinced me he was lying. I thought I was protecting her. It's my fault. Everything is falling apart. Kill me. Take revenge.
Non.
I am tempted, but that is what you would have done. And it would free you from the weight of your mistakes.
Ouais, faut juste espérer
Your
qu'il va pas se
actions have
harakiri, quoi.
shattered lives. Your punishment will be to live with your mistakes and work for a better future. Get rid of your fox to start paying your debt. I'll take care of reasoning with Susanna.
Susano will listen to you even less than I did. She hates me and will do everything to continue the fight. You don't know the whole story. Despite all my effort, my wife could not escape her fate. I was left with only my daughter to protect. I then asked Susano for a truce. Against all odds, she agreed, on the condition that her son would marry my daughter. At first, I gave in.
But then, if they had your agreement, why did she leave without telling you?
Kushina never dared to tell me how she felt about your father. Because of Kitsune's words, I thought this was another attempt by Susano to seek revenge by kidnapping my daughter. So in the end, I refused their marriage. But she disappeared a few days later. I thought she had been kidnapped. Enraged, I resumed hostilities. You know.
Another betrayal. So close to peace. Susanoo has every reason to hate me. But now I have the power of Ryujin. I can calm her down. I am her own grandson. I don't want to fight her. But I will, if I must.
Good luck, Jinwoo. May the gods be with you.
Thus Amaterasu's rage was extinguished, thanks to the truth. Could Jinmu bring a clearing in Susanu's storm?
Jinmu,
Susano,
it's pointless to come and beg. You don't understand our fight. You don't understand me. I want you far from all of this.
Izanagi explained everything to me. My parents, my connection to Amaterasu.
That irrelevant old man who never speaks, entangled in his inaction. I should never have shared my problems with him.
We can stop all of this. Your enemy is ready to pay his debt and has stopped the fight. Please!
It's impossible. Your mother is no more, same as your father. There's no turning back. Amaterasu never did any of the things he says. There's only war, and you must leave.
Why do you only understand violence? Stop! Amaterasu knows about my mother's death. He has accepted it.
Lies! That filthy bastard who disciples are nothing
Ah,
but
je me suis pas retournée.
Don't let yourself be fooled, Susanoo.
Je t'ai eu.
Jinmu, don't believe his lies. Kushina knew that Amaterasu would never accept her union with Aki, and she kept the truth from him. If his own daughter didn't trust him, why would I?
Ah, ouais.
He only wanted her happiness. He admitted his mistakes and will respect her will through mine.
His daughter's happiness? Respecting her will? How dare he pretend such a thing? And when he killed your father, do you think he respected his will? Did that make her happy? Not forgive him for the murder of my son who came in peace! I must avenge him! Oh, your parents, you can't understand! You're powerless against Tengu. Oh,
Le combat était facile.
Oh, why isn't my body responding anymore?
You lost. It's time to stop. If you can't end this war for my parents, do it for me. So that the legacy of your son, of our clan, can live on.
You have truly surpassed me. Sometimes when you speak, you remind me so much of your father.
What was he like?
Impulsive. But he had a big heart, like you. When he found out his wife was pregnant, he aspired for a better future for you. That's why he wanted to talk to Amaterasu. I knew very well that he wouldn't listen. I forbade him from going, but stubborn as he was, he went anyway. He might still be alive if I had gone with him. Maybe we could have changed things.
Susano, I'm sorry for what happened. We need to stop these fights that you perpetrate in the name of your gods. It doesn't make sense anymore. The past can't be changed.
You may be right. I'm better than him. I let Tengu guide my steps to satisfy my vengeance. And I caused bloodshed that I could no longer control.
Will you listen to me? Is it really over?
I will always hate him for what he did. Nothing he can do will ever pay his debt. But you're right. My son won't come back. You, however, are here. So let's do things your way for once.
I will show you that I am worthy of your trust. With the power of Ryujin, I will protect this peace. I will dedicate my life to it. I swear it.
Thank you, Jinmu. I hope you won't repeat our mistakes.
Ah, j'ai fini le story mode. Très bien.
Tengu and Kitsune have returned home. Those rascals went back with their tails between their legs. And I will join them in our return home.
Thank you, Ryujin. I couldn't have done this without you.
it suits me just fine. I had a lot of fun, and it was time to calm those two troublemakers down. But tell me, what will you do now?
I think it's now my duty to work towards maintaining peace, like the first of the samurai, with the help of your power.
The power of a god can do many things. I can extend your life and heal your wounds, but you won't become immortal. When you die, what will happen to this peace?
That's no problem. I am still young, I have time. And I will create the Haru clan and trust future generations to be the guardians of peace. I'll tell them of our adventures. I'll talk about your help, and I'll train them to carry on our will even after my death. You won't mind having a few more followers, will you?
You're really funny, little human. I like flattery. Well then, you can keep my power. You seem to know where you're going. Good luck, Jinmu. And I hope we never meet again.
Jinmu put an end to the war, pacified the defeated samurai, and drove away the manipulative gods. The gods left the mortal world, and it was decided to destroy the bridge that led to their garden, so it would remain so. Jinmu founded the Haru clan to maintain this peace, and the balance among the samurai was restored. However, with the clan still holding on to some of their past grudges, it was decided that the year would be divided into 4 periods. Each would see the succession of the protection of the 4 legendary warriors who would take turns watching over the world and its people. Over the years, the samurai clans and their stories eventually faded behind many myths shaped by the passage of time. The names of the legendary fighters gave birth to divine tales. Of these 4 legendary clans, Haru, Natsu, Aki, and Fuyu, only their protection remains today. A trace of divine power so strong that it affects this world and ours. It is this eternal cycle that we call the 4 seasons. The living testimony of the samurai legacy, those who showed the world that peace and prosperity are possible when war is replaced by reconciliation and forgiveness.
Cool. La QA a été fait par... et le playtest ont été faits par Bading Bridge, qui est un studio de publisher dans le Nord. Oh, il y a même le soutien du Game Dev, c'est trop drôle.
Thank you for having played the game, Samurai.
Ok. Alors, challenge bonus débloqué. Vous pouvez maintenant jouer à des challenges bonus mode histoire. Vous pouvez maintenant l'utiliser et consulter dans les archives. Masque de corbeau débloqué. Sabre de corbeau débloqué. Masque Natsu débloqué. Oh. Boken débloqué. Masque fouillou débloqué. Oh, il est beau le masque fouillou. Sabre givre légendaire débloqué. Menyoroide Izanagi débloqué. Je l'aime moins. Katana de Izanagi. Ok. Masque de Jinmu. Katana de Jinmu. Ah, nouveau visage débloqué. Masque de Akiko. Ah oui, la fille qui s'est fait transpercer donc. Masque de Amaterasu. Je l'aime beaucoup aussi celui-là. Le katana est très beau d'ailleurs. Masque de Susano. Il est trop beau. Fleur de lotus. Incroyable. Alors, j'ai vu qu'il y avait d'autres trucs. Défi une seule vie. Efface la sauvegarde précédente. Effacer la sauvegarde précédente. Mode relax. Un contrôle à montre. Mur du feu. J'ai fait le classique typiquement, hein, donc je pense que c'est fait pour... Faites voir ça fait quoi si je fais ça.
This story takes place a long time ago, in another... As he'd done since a young age, Jinmu warmed up in the dojo, following the training required by the village chief. He was the most promising disciple. He put in quite the effort, firmly hoping to one day play his part in the protection of his people. He knew this for sure. The Natsu clan leader, Amaterasu, was no...
Ok, ouais, c'est juste l'histoire principale avec d'autres trucs, quoi. Ouais, je suis pas... Peut-être que je les ferai de mon côté plutôt dans ce cas-là, ceux-là. Comment on fait? Ah, mais waiting for players to be ready. Pension. Infernal! Mais non, mais... J'aime bien le Battlefield Day, moi. Je pense qu'il y a personne pour jouer, c'est pas drôle. Triste vie. Il faudrait les gens pour jouer. Ah bah voilà. Moi j'aime bien celui-là. Ok. Et donc... Je comprends pas. Pourtant, j'ai pas de problème avec Internet. Ok. Bah... Déçu, du coup. Bon, bah, on va changer de jeu dans ce cas-là. Hop. Désolé, les gens. Mais quand ça veut pas, hein. Alors... Dans les jeux qui sont prévus... Pour ce soir... Quelle heure est-il? 21h58. Ok. On peut jouer à ça. Hop. Hop. C'est un autre petit jeu que j'ai découvert à l'école quand j'étais. Ça s'appelle Assemble with Care. Voilà. Assemble with Care. Hop. Voilà. Ça joue clavier souris. Hop. Renan, le devoir m'appelle et les petits vieux n'attendent pas. Bonne soirée à tous. Ça marche, des bisous Renan. À plus tard. T'as vu, t'es revenu Foxgun. T'es revenu pile au bon moment.
After a year on the road, I thought I'd get tired of traveling. The endless clatter of railways, highways, and everything in between. But as my train pulled into the station at Bellariva, I felt every bit as excited as the first day of my journey. A whole year. It felt like a lifetime. The places I'd seen, the people I'd met, of course, the forgotten treasures I'd given a new lease of life along the way. I'm a restorer by trade. Bringing our most beloved possessions back to life is what I love to do. I'd been traveling for months, working my way from one town to the next, fixing everything from family heirlooms to VCRs.
Putain, ça a planté. Hop là. Alors.
Bellariva was my chance to take a break. Unfortunately, that would have to wait until after I'd unpacked.
Allez, on déballe la valise. Comment on clique sur les fermoirs? Le jeu il est déjà trop difficile pour moi. Ah bah non. Je sais pas pourquoi ça voulait pas. Il y a tellement de trucs.
I picked up these sunglasses on my last stop. Hopefully I'm cool enough to pull them off. I saw a guitarist wearing these at a show once. Rock and roll repair woman, at your service. The tools of my trade. No hope of restoring things without these. My favorite overalls. These will never go out of style.
Une cassette.
My parents took this after I made my first repair. Seems like a lifetime ago.
Et voilà.
Finally, I'd made it to Bellariva. I'd come for the food festival, taking place in a few days' time. After living off TV dinners and instant ramen for the last few months, I was craving a decent meal. Of course, I'd need to earn enough money to pay for it, so I figured I'd head out the next day and find some work. My parents never wanted me to go. They wanted me to stay in their shop and have a simple, stationary life. I knew there was a world out there, beyond the four walls of our antique store, that I had to be a part of. I daydreamed constantly about the weird and wonderful places each of our antiques came from. I loved figuring out their stories, revealing the memories hidden beneath the screws and wires. My story in Bellariva began with a little girl, and a voice she was longing to hear. It was
Ça
my
s'appelle
first
Assemble
morning
alors que
in
tu vides la
Bellariva,
valise.
and I couldn't
Oh.
wait to leave my hotel and explore.
Détail ça, détail.
It was a quiet town, its streets and alleyways basking peacefully in the hot morning sun. In the main square, meanwhile, preparations were underway for the festival in a few days' time. As I handed out my flyers, I wondered what the people of Bellariva would need me to fix. So far, everything here seemed perfect. I was starting to worry I'd made a mistake when I felt someone tapping me on the back.
Hi, I'm Izzy. Do you know how to fix things?
C'est évident que tout le monde vous accoste comme ça dans la rue au pif.
It was a little girl, maybe 7 years old, who must have gotten hold of one of my flyers. She rummaged around in her backpack until she hauled out a battered red cassette deck.
My tape is broken and I can't make it work anymore. I tried to fix it myself, but there's this metal thing in the way. Can you try?
Oui, je peux. Alors.
Why did you do that?
Voilà. Je peux pivoter les trucs, très bien.
Aha! Those batteries look like they need replacing. Luckily, I have some spares.
Ah. Et voilà.
you dream a dream for me? If I sit by your side and hold you so tight, know that I will always love you, even though we both.
When it finished, Izzy picked up the tape deck and tucked it carefully into her backpack.
Thanks, Maria. You're the best person at fixing things ever.
No problem. Who was that singing? They're very good.
It's my mum. She's not here anymore.
Izzy trailed off. It was the kind of silence a cassette tape would never be enough to fill. When Izzy's friends called for her, she dug deep into her pockets, looking for something to pay me with. Eventually, she produced a grand total of a stick of gum, 3 mismatched buttons, and a yo-yo. I usually preferred a check, but Izzy looked so serious, I wrote out a full receipt. She seemed like a happy kid, but beneath it all, part of her life had been shattered. A part I wouldn't be able to fix. My first repair complete, I spent the rest of the day doing small jobs in and around the square. I was exhausted when I got back to my hotel and found a message asking me to make one more visit. The address led me to a quaint little house, a stone's throw from the beach. Bathed in the evening light, it looked beautiful, in spite of its flaking paintwork and chipped tiles. The front door was opened by a harried-looking man, still dressed from a long day at the office.
Are you Maria? My name's Joseph. I'm Isabel's father. I'm so sorry she bothered you this morning. Please, come in. I'd like to settle up properly.
On the mantelpiece, I saw the remains of a broken statue. Without thinking, I picked up a fragment.
Ah, my father's statue. What's left of it, at least. Yet another way I'd have disappointed him. It survived 100 years in this family. But 5 minutes with Isabel and... Do you think you can salvage it?
Je vous ai pas fait venir ici pour ça, mais finalement vous allez peut-être servir à quelque chose, lol.
Will you be able to see the glue afterwards? I don't want people seeing the cracks. Sometimes I think my daughter should come with a warning label. Is this glue really strong enough to hold everything together? It looks as perfect as it ever did. My father wanted me to make something of myself. He didn't have time for anything less.
As Joseph put the statue back on the shelf, it nudged against the family portrait stood proudly next to it. So he was Bellariva's mayor. And that was Izzy's mom. They must both miss her so much.
Sorry, I'm a little tired. I've been working late getting things sorted for the festival. There's only a few days to go. Looks like I'll be working late. Again?
When I told my parents I wanted to leave, they always found an excuse to be busy, to avoid talking about it. I guess keeping themselves occupied was their way of pretending it wasn't happening. Joseph's work must have been taking up so much of his time. But maybe that was what he wanted. I just hoped he was finding enough time for Izzy, too.
Bah alors, Yambi, finalement, y a pas Assemble dedans? J'ai réparé des trucs. Oh, ça va être technique.
My second day in Bellariva dawned bright and clear. Another beautiful sunny morning. Walking into town, I passed cafes overflowing with customers cradling their morning coffees. I stopped, breathing in the smell of roasted coffee beans and freshly baked pastries. I was about to go inside when the owner of Carmen's, the cafe next door, stopped me.
Hello, Maria? Were you here yesterday handing out flyers? I have a job for you.
Her place was petite, tucked between its competitors as if hoping they wouldn't notice. Judging by the empty tables inside, though, her potential customers hadn't noticed it either.
It's a bit slow today, but we're just getting started. I'm sure it'll pick up soon.
As Carmen chatted, she walked over to the counter and returned with an old rotary phone.
At least I've got plenty of time to practice my recipe for the festival. It's a new special I've been working on. I was hoping to call my sister for some, seasoning tips, but it won't connect. Can you see if you can figure out what's wrong?
Ouais.
Obviously, we'd normally be much busier than this. You can fix it, can't you? I can't afford to replace it.
Connections aren't quite right. I should check the wiring. Looks like this new circuit board is all hooked up.
Et voilà, comme neuf.
When I handed the phone back to Carmen, she seemed almost reluctant to take it from me.
So it's all working now, is it? I don't have to leave it to dry or let it cool down?
Nope, it's ready to go. It'll be ringing off the hook in no time.
That's if I can pay my phone bill, anyway. and the rent, and the suppliers. Anyway, take a seat and I'll be right with you. Your coffee's on the house.
I sat at one of the empty tables, while at the counter, Carmen had started dialing the phone.
Hello? How's my favorite sister doing today?
As she talked, Carmen became more and more tense. This didn't seem like a call for some cooking advice.
I know I still owe you from last time, but I can't afford to take part in the festival if I don't pay.
I could almost feel the eye roll at the other end of the line.
You don't need to be here, though. Can't you just put the check in the post?
When the call ended, Carmen brought me my coffee, her hands trembling.
Sorry about that. My sister's decided to fly in for a visit. Oh God, I have to get ready. Actually, I might have another job for you. Can you come by tomorrow?
Oh, un appareil photo. Oui, un appareil photo.
The next day, I'd promised Carmen I'd return to help her get the cafe ready for her sister's arrival. I was about to set out when I received an unexpected call from my hotel's reception desk. Apparently, another guest had asked for me by name. Curious, I took the creaking elevator up to the top floor and made my way to the room number they'd given. I knocked.
Are you here about the camera? It's about time.
Eh oh, la
The
politesse,
woman
là.
in front of me was immaculate. Not a hair out of place or a crease to be seen.
My sister tells me you know how to fix things. I'd usually go to an expert, of course, but in this town...
So this was Carmen's sister? The two of them couldn't have been more different.
C'est clair.
Inside her room, I saw a beautiful reflex camera, any professional photographer's dream.
The viewfinder is completely dark. I can't see anything through it at all. I assume you can figure out what's wrong?
S'il vous plaît.
You need the manual.
J'aime bien démonter les trucs. Ok, ouais, bon, ça va. Rien de grave en soi, c'est juste le miroir qui est cassé à l'intérieur, quoi.
I don't suppose you've fixed anything this valuable before.
If I used the screwdriver, I could adjust the angle of the mirror. Still a few parts missing.
Ah, j'aurais oublié de réparer quelque chose. Voilà. Évidemment, si j'oublie la batterie dedans, c'est sûr que ça peut pas fonctionner.
I felt a pang of envy as I handed the camera to Helena. I put my disposable to shame.
I picked it up on my first trip to Paris. It's a 1958 limited edition, the first of its kind. It cost me 3 months' salary, but it was worth it.
I had no idea what 3 months' salary meant to Helena, but I was pretty sure it was more than I could afford. It was strange, really, that we were even staying in the same hotel. I'd picked this place because it was cheap and cheerful, but surely she could afford somewhere better? She took some test shots, fiddling with the camera settings until she was absolutely satisfied.
This work is immaculate. At least there's one person in this town who knows what they're doing. Sending you to me might be the first thing Carmen's actually gotten right.
I wondered why Helena had bothered coming if she thought so little of her sister.
I hear nothing from her for weeks, and then when she finally does call me, all she wants is money. If she thinks I'm lending her another penny, she'll have to convince me it's not a total waste of time.
That didn't sound good. If Hurricane Helena was about to hit, I hoped Carmen was ready. The sun was setting over Bella Riva by the time I reached Carmen's cafe. From the outside, it looked as quiet as ever, but inside, I found Carmen cleaning like her life depended on it.
Maria! Oh, don't mind all of this. If Helena finds one speck of dust in here, I'll never hear the end of it.
Carmen seemed pleased to see me, but I sensed the fidgeting tension beneath each sweep of her mop. Trying to live up to the standards of someone like Helena seemed like an impossible task.
I hope you didn't mind fixing the camera for her. She was furious when it broke. I really need this to go well. If she doesn't lend me the money, I don't know how long I can keep this place going.
Carmen led me to a back room, where she'd laid out the components of what looked like a neon sign.
I had this made when I first opened the cafe, but I'm hopeless with electronics.
So there was supposed to be a sign outside. This might explain the lack of customers.
I'd like to put it up before Helena gets here. Can you give it a try?
Ok. Je vais bien retirer les vis en premier. Et voilà.
I think the whole thing is supposed to light up. I don't know, it's a bit, flat. Maybe if it flashes, it'll really catch people's eye.
Great idea. I think I have a spare part that could do that.
Oh. Whoops. Et voilà, ce sera bien collé.
still needs something else. Maybe we can add one of these.
Un petit peu de colle. On va mettre la part de pizza, parce que j'aime bien la pizza.
It works!
Voilà.
I'll screw everything together again and you'll be set.
Bah.
The sign fixed, we headed outside and mounted it carefully over the cafe door.
Oh, that's perfect, Maria. It looks just how I imagined it. When I had this sign made, it all seemed so simple. Oh, I can't believe I might have to give it all up. I hope I've done enough.
The smile froze on her face as she spotted something over my shoulder. I turned to see.
Of course, my sister owns the only cafe in this entire town that isn't actually open.
For better or worse, Helena had arrived. Carmen opened her mouth to explain, but Helena swept indifferently past her. Finally pausing in the doorway, she turned back towards Carmen.
The first thing we're doing is getting rid of that hideous sign.
And with that, she disappeared inside. I hoped Carmen's chances of saving the cafe hadn't disappeared with her.
Horrible. Elle est très bien cette enseigne. Je vois pas où est le problème.
It was the day before the festival, and the whole town was busy getting ready. I had more work than I knew what to do with. When Joseph called with another job, I was craving the cool quiet of his and Izzy's seafront house. I'd barely reached their front door when I heard someone calling me.
Psst, Maria, I need your help. Quickly, it's top secret.
22h30, mamie. Ouais, un peu comme toi, Papy Fox. Il y a des gens qui doivent se préparer pour ce week-end, tu vois.
Peeking out from the side of the house. She beckoned for me to follow her. She led me through to a beautiful, unruly garden overflowing with flowers of every color. Nestled among them was a playhouse, its doorway almost completely obscured by a towering rose bush.
You have to squeeze past it and breathe in real small, like this.
Izzy took in a big gulp of air and crawled through the gap and into the playhouse. I hadn't planned on crawling in the dirt today, but the life of a repairwoman never did run smooth. On the table inside, there was an electronic toy. Not exactly the usual stock in my parents' antique shop.
I had an accident. I didn't do it on purpose or anything, but it won't turn on anymore. Can you fix it for me?
Ah. Alors.
Why does it sound so scary? It wasn't like that before.
Oh. Alors.
Do
Ça ira mieux
grown-ups
si je
play
mets une
games as well?
si je mets une console, si je mets un jeu dedans.
Can you show me how to play? I tried before, but it was so hard.
Her toy fixed, I watched Izzy retreat into its screen, taking refuge in a 3-inch world of her own. Well, I'd better head inside. Your dad is waiting for me.
Please don't tell him about the game. He'll think I broke it on purpose.
Why would he think that?
Because, well, I kind of dropped it really hard at the wall.
Izzy looked down, scuffing her shoes on the worn floor of the playhouse.
My dad said I have to go to this stupid festival tomorrow and put on a stupid dress, and I don't want to. All he cares about is working. He never wants to see me unless it's for his job. I'm not going. He can't make me.
With that, Izzy dove back through the rosebush and disappeared into the wilds of the garden. She was so young. She couldn't be expected to see that her dad was struggling too. It made me think. Had I really tried hard enough to understand my parents' point of view? I was so focused on the adventures ahead of me. Maybe I didn't care enough about leaving them behind.
Et voilà. Ce sera pour une prochaine fois. Donc probablement pour le Téléthon Gaming. Sur ce, j'espère que ça vous a plu. Demain, c'est stream avec Foxgon et Yambi en théorie. Mercredi déjà, et oui, c'est déjà là. Pour DST, tout à fait. Donc voilà. Sur ce, je vous fais des bisous les gens. Je vous dis à la prochaine. Je vous dis à demain sur le stream de Foxgon. Allez, bisous les gens!